Welcome to another edition of KitSZN here tonight. Fops, how are we doing here tonight?
I'm all right. Played with the boys all day today. Went outside, played in the pool, type
Nice.
thing. We had like a blow up pool,
Yeah,
and
as every family used to have.
yeah, it was a good little water day for us.
Nice. Well,
What about
good.
you, Brett? How's your day?
It's been relaxing. I've spent my company's on a recess this week, so I've been off the last 2 weeks. I know
That's a thing.
it is the same for my company.
Like
Yeah.
I know I'm a school teacher, so I can't like
See.
complain or make fun of like people getting breaks, but that's really cool. Like I've never heard of like a company.
Brand new this year, actually. So I'm actually really enjoying it, and it's
You get
been
like a
really
free
fun.
summer break.
Yeah, and I took last week off too, which it got me to go to Ann Arbor. I'll talk more about them a little bit later.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been great. Been restful, relaxing. My wife came home. I got some cool swag from Italy as well. So
Yet you wore a Under Armour jersey from Indy.
yep. I'll get to my Italian kits here at some other episode or whatever. I'll get to them a little bit later. But that's not why we're here to talk about mine or my wife's adventures or Fox's and his adventures with his twins. So, here tonight, though, we are on a hunt for some gold in the kit game here, and we'll see if we strike out or not on what we've decided to rate here tonight. But before we do, as we always do, I have to give a lovely shout out to our patrons down below. Without y'all, we wouldn't be here. So, thank you, John Hunt, Frank Anthony, Christopher Cohn, Harry Austin, John Fuller, Michael Foots, Joshua Duder, Noah Telford, Alberto Aguilar, Jeremy Churchman, Stephen Howard, Brian McCarr, Tim Knox, Anna Fredge 30, MOS Kunal Patel, Olive the Hedgehog, Andrew Towsley, Mad Cat Peel, and Ryan Smetzler. And thank you to Roll.tv for sponsoring this show. Also, quick shout out to Ryan Smetzler. I will be seeing y'all up in Fort Wayne on Saturday. So,
Going down.
I'm excited to meet y'all up there. So,
Sports ball.
Yes, always excited to try to meet some of you lovely people who watch. And that's the fun part about this community. Get to meet some of y'all. So,
it's a community.
Yeah, this soccer kit community. It's fun. But do you know what else has been fun this year? And I'm going to say it is the USL Jägermeister Cup and the hunt for glory, or the shots of glory, shall I say, even coined from the league in their one of the greatest sponsorships for a cup ever, and ideas. Honestly, it's really fun. But that brings us to tonight's for kit, which gets us to that idea of being, kind of hunting for there. And we're going to go to the Birmingham Legion and checking out their Hunt for Glory home kit here tonight. And I'll get more about that here in a second. So,
get specific with this situation.
Right. So, here's the Hunt for Glory kits, specifically kits for the Birmingham Legion. Now, the one that we are looking at here tonight is a green one. And I say that because to fans, this is technically two kits. It's reversible. Thanks to Taylor for the confirmation on that and for all the other details about this kit. But for the players, they are two separate, so they will be two separate scores. But these are their cup kits. And when they came to Indy, I got to see the lighter one when India was wearing their third kit, which is one of my favorite parts about the Jägermeister Cup.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more third kits, a lot more cup kits, and honestly, it's been really fun and appealing to the eye, in my opinion. So,
yeah, that's one thing that's really cool about the Jägermeister Cup and how we're doing it is it kind of feels like regular season games. Because, like, if you watch, like the U.S. Open Cup at the beginning of the season, yeah, it's fun, but it's like it's a Wednesday night game. Or if you watch like the FA Cup or any other cups throughout the Europe, they're always like the extra games.
Yeah.
this one always feels like a regular season game, so you can enjoy them. Then the players can be rested and ready to play. But
Yeah.
it's fun, and they automatically get, 4 games? Because
Yes.
5
Yes,
in
I
a group,
think.
right?
Yeah. Well, at least.
Or
Yeah. So
6.
it's 4 games, but there's like some groups have more than that. But
Oh,
it's
yeah,
four
you're right.
games, 2 at home, 2 at away, 2 on the road.
So you get 4 extra games that don't count towards the thing, and you get to wear cool kits for it, or at least the ones who invest into their team
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Hey, I will say Indy's done better in the Jägermeister than they have in the league, so I'll take it for now.
Right. Cup's a
But
cup, right?
yeah, right. But let's get into how we feel about this Hunt for Glory kit, Fox. Do you want me to go first? I think this was my choice.
Yeah, you can go first.
Perfect. So when it comes to this Hunt for Glory, the green one, once again, one of the things with this kit is, all in all, it's essentially just a camo kit. Now, you say with that whatever you want with it. There aren't a whole lot of them that I can think of that have been used, particularly in the USL. But when used sparingly and not used all the time, camo can look good, especially when you're doing a nice little motif. And in this case, Hunt for Glory. I think that's a nice little tie-in to that. And I don't mind it. I think it looks good. So overall, its design and aesthetics, I give it a solid 4. I like the overall look of it. I would rock this. It looks good. I like how the colors look, especially with Birmingham. Some reason I like them in green. Because I like last year's away kit, the Sprite. It's a Sprite and Chill kit, which is still like high on my need list. So I don't know what it is about Birmingham and green that I like, but I like it, I guess. Um, but when it comes to authenticity and tradition, I don't think this gets big on the tradition part, but this does big on the authenticity for
I am.
leaning into the Jägermeister Cup motto, shots of glory. I think that's where a lot of the authenticity comes in. Because like they know what they're doing. The hunt. So why not make kind of a camo hunters type of kit? And I think that's kind of cool. But this is not a Birmingham kit.
It's a Bama kit.
It's on it. Honestly, I just see a lot of states having this. Honestly, probably every state could have probably something like this because
Yeah,
almost
that
every
could
state
be.
has hunting, especially in like areas up here in the Midwest. I know Indiana has a big hunting population.
Right. So does Missouri, obviously. But not to get into my to ruin your time talking, but I do feel like this is kind of authentic to a group of people that don't really get too many shouts in
Yes,
the soccer world.
there's that too, which I do like, and I've
Like,
noticed.
camo kits are usually saved for military, which I
Correct,
like the military kits as well, like the
which is
salute to
fine.
service and NFL and stuff like that, and military appreciation with
Yeah,
the MLB. But overall, usually camo is just saved for that. So it's kind of cool to see the this hunting camo.
yeah. Which I will also say with the military and camo, I've actually kind of grown tired of seeing them tied together every time because I know there's other ways to represent military, and we've seen it done. Like
Possible.
like last year with San Antonio, they did that nice green with that black stripe across. That was still a nod to like the army, and I think that is a way to not have to use camo to reference military stuff. And I think I like to see some creativity thrown in. By just throwing camo, I think it's a little lazy, but most people know that as military anyway, so it
Right.
gets the point across. Regardless, small little thing aside, I like what they did here. It's a nice way to tie in, as Fox says, a group of people who don't only get represented in soccer. So I think that's fun. And I definitely like what Hummel has done with Birmingham overall, with trying to just have fun a bit, honestly. But when it comes to visual details and execution, I think this was well executed. I don't know how much I like the lack of details outside of the camouflage pattern. I don't know if I like that. So I give it a 3 there. When it comes to innovation and impact, I give it a 3 as well. I think it's nice that they did a different kind of a hunting vibes kit for a cup kit specifically, and that they leaned into the whole moniker of the shots of glory and kind of going to hunt for glory aspect. And the kit is overall is reversible, but that's not something that's new. And so because of that, I give it a 3 there. So it's like things that we've seen, but they're kind of cool, kind of gimmicky a little bit with the reversible part, but also like I'm okay with the overall effort. I just don't know how big of an impact overall will be. So I think 3 is pretty solid.
Yeah, and with the whole reversible thing, it's just reversible for us.
Correct.
Like
Yes.
Madison did the reversible kit, but they actually changed their jersey halfway through a game. So I feel like that's a different situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this just happens to be honestly, I'm kind of okay with this idea of selling one jersey and you can reverse it inside and out. If I'm paying, what is it? What did we say? It's $95?
Yep, 95.
So if I'm paying $95 and I get 2 jerseys, yeah, it's a little heavier, but that's not a bad deal, honestly.
It really isn't. No. And I think, and we'll get to our bane for the buck, but I think it helps with that. So I like that little bit of part. So I can't hate it too much. So it's a 3 there. Overall, it's a 3.25. I think this is a solid kit, but it's not anything that's earth-shattering. But I think it's a fun, nice nod, particularly to the Shots of Glory tagline of the Jägermeister Cup. So that's really my main part about this kit.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you on most of this. As the sign and aesthetics, I give it 4. It looks nice. It's a classic camo T-shirt, though. You know, like I go out into
in Under Armour store, and you'll see it like a bunch of them.
That's true. You'll see it at Under Armour store, but there's a farming store that I go to get salt,
even that,
and oil for my car. And yeah, like it's Realtree. Like you see all the Realtree stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this isn't Realtree, but it's just a typical T-shirt that you would see, especially at our county fair.
I think any county fair you'll see a whole bunch of shirts like
I should have wore my county fair shirt. Oh man, because I help with the county fair, and I did. I'm not gonna say I do anymore. Authenticity and tradition. I did give it 3, but I gave it to the authenticity to like I talked about during yours, to a group of people that don't usually get a shout in Alabama. And honestly, when I think of Missouri, I know there's hunters. When I think of Kentucky, I know there's hunters, but I don't think of like everybody in Missouri or everybody in Indiana or everybody in Kentucky as hunters. I assume everybody in Alabama has gone hunting.
That's me with like Michigan and like Minnesota.
See, I don't think of them as hunters either. Like
I do, because of the lakes and like all the outdoor stuff. I think of that of like Michigan, Minnesota, but that's just me though.
I think of outdoor things, but not necessarily hunting. But either way, but I feel like when I see this, I think Bama, and that might be like an offensive thing to say. Just like I know, like people in Missouri don't like saying Missouri because that's like the redneck version of it, which is apparently negative. I don't think it's negative, but they don't want to be seen like that. But this makes me go, yeah, Bama. So I got a 3 for that. But then innovation and impact. I mean, I don't think we're going to be talking about this in a couple of years.
No.
And it's just a Realtree T-shirt without being Realtree. Like you can buy the same T-shirt for $5 at your county fair and support local business. So it's a 2 from me. So overall, it's a 3 from me.
Nice. Yeah, and that gets us to a 3.13. I think this is, as I said earlier, a fine kit, pretty solid up there in the middle of the pack. Careful words there. that gets the job done and just leans into what it's supposed to be used for. So overall, it works.
It's a really cool like cup kit.
Yeah.
Like special edition kit, third kit. You're gonna like it for why it's kind of silly and why it's kind of cool like that.
Yeah.
But like, it's like Louisville City's third kit. Like, it's cool because it's the flag, but also, is it that special?
Yeah.
Right.
I will say though, this may get some more, I'll say, rural people to wear some gear, and I think that's the intended audience, and it'll work.
That's what I'm saying.
So
yes.
Hey, but for those who are interested in buying this kit for the Birmingham Legion Hunt for Glory kit, what I will say, because you're buying essentially 2 kits, we have halved the price on the normal at $95 and say yours only spent $47 for particularly the home kits. And in this case, this fits a value of $65.79, which is astronomically well.
Yeah, we might have to go in and kind of math that to like average the 2 jerseys together.
That's what we'll have to do. Yeah. So we'll rate next week the away kit just so we don't forget this. But yeah, so this is a minimum for the home kit for the $47 price, 65 value, really good. And yeah, it's 2 kits for the price of 1. Can't really beat that. So again, that's the fan version, not the player. So overall, good stuff from Birmingham. We'll be looking at next week, which I think is actually better. So that is the Birmingham Legion Hunt for Glory home kit. Speaking next, we want to go to, we're going to stay down south, and we're going to hit up the Montgomery United.
Speaking of Taylor.
Yes, speaking of Taylor. Now, this one technically does not have, at least from what we were out there to find, so tell me if I'm wrong, but this one's not for sale, but it was something that we got alerted to, so we want to talk about this kit. And to Taylor for letting us know on the details. This is the Montgomery United Skyline kit is what I've dubbed it. And just to put the scores up there, we just wanted to make sure we back our friend Taylor here for not having him on your team. So this is an automatic 1.0 from us here.
Yep. POS.
Board. So
automatically.
Yep. Automatic score 1.0 across the board.
All right. Next kit.
Yep. Moving on. But no. Our actual scores are down below. Taylor, I'm sorry.
Too bad, bro. Too bad. We believed in you.
Yes. So, but honestly, this was a fan choice. When Taylor let everyone know that he didn't get on the team, everyone's like, bet, say less. We're all rating this kid. So, I kind of love that energy. Please join our Discord if you want to be a part of that. And so, yeah, do you want to start off on this one, on our fan choice?
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's kind of a cool kit. I'm not going to act like it's special, but it's nice because it's a League Two.
Yeah,
and they're not one of those teams that are trying to go up and be a kit team,
right?
Like a certain space themed team that just got kind of announced might be. But anyways, getting some drama.
Goodness.
Yeah, Michael agrees. 1 out of 5 because no Taylor on the squad.
No Taylor, no party.
Hey, that's copyrighted. You cannot take that from my boy Jamie. But do you ever get in my scores and all that? Should I jump in?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So design and aesthetics, I gave it 3. It's average looking. It's not bad looking. And honestly, the skyline does fit well on the middle stripe. So I kind of like how they did that. Kind of sit that on top of the stripe. Authenticity and tradition, I had to give it a 4 because it's their city. So there's nothing more authentic than just a skyline of your city.
Right.
But it's not traditional, I guess, so can't be a 5.
Right. I mean, it's authentic, but not tradition.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Visual details and execution. I mean, I gave it 3 again. It's there. It's average. Like nothing looks bad on it, but there's also like no special details. The execution's obviously fine because it's Hummel, but I don't know, nothing cool about it. And that's where innovation impact. Honestly, I gave it dub 0 there because it's just nothing about it. You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna write home about it? Are you trying to get this? Like, we're not gonna remember this next year.
Fair.
We're not gonna remember this, honestly, next week. Like, the only reason why I would remember this is because you titled it the Skyline Kit. I'm like, who had a Skyline Kit? Oh yeah, that white one. Who was that?
Yeah, right.
So like, and honestly, their home is worse. So if we're being honest, to me at least, but it's more boring. It's not white, but
we'll make that one internal.
yeah. It's like, because I think it's just a red kit, isn't it?
I think so.
And so absolutely nothing that we're going to talk about on the show.
No.
This one, you know, if you're in Montgomery, I would pick this up in a heartbeat. I would go to a game, go to a League 2 game, try to figure out how to buy it. I was just on their website. That's what I was doing when you were talking. And I was trying to figure out, like, there's a little shop button at the bottom, but you click it and it just drags you back up to the top of the screen.
I ran into a few websites that have that. It's slowly annoying.
Just sends you back home.
Right.
So yeah, shop on their website does not work. So yeah, I mean 2.5 is right in the middle of a 5.0 scale, so bang average. So again, if you're out in Montgomery, it's not a bad kit to pick up. But Montgomery has a lot of history that they could be representing right now, especially in this.
I'm just saying, if they would have had Taylor as goalkeeper, he might have whispered a few ideas to them. Just saying.
Right, especially if you have Hummel. Guys, you have Hummel. Maybe, I mean, they're also League 2, so there might be some stipulations with how creative they're allowed to be.
Yeah.
How much they want to spend into it.
Hey, if you want to spend less and get good quality kits, I'm just saying, we know they're equipped.
Our boy Austin equipped.
Teams. Yeah. Anyways.
And they just came out with a Cooper's kit.
Yeah. That's right. Send me that link so I can shout out here at the end.
It's in our Discord. Louisville's thing just posted it.
So I'll pull it up here in a second. So so now so Fox J, this is 2.5. I have very similar thoughts. For the most part, it's just a white kit with the stripes. And honestly, if they would have just kept with this, if they would have the style line fixed in the middle, fine. But if they would have just had the 3 stripes and maybe put the style line down below or at the top of the shoulders on the back, it might have maybe looked a little less clumsy. Like not clumsy, cluttered, in my opinion.
It's up here, and then like nothing.
Yeah, and there's nothing else, right? It's like top heavy almost, or middle top heavy. But so overall, the aesthetic is a solid 3 from me. I think it looks fine. There's nothing inherently wrong per se. Like Foth, I give it a 4 for authenticity tradition because it's authentically them with their sky line. You can't really go wrong with it. But the only problem with this approach, you can do it once. If you keep doing it, it becomes a little bit less authentic. So you keep doing it.
But it becomes more tradition.
Kind of, I guess. Kind of.
That's their thing.
Kind of. We'll see. Its visual details are a solid 3. I like the detailing of the skyline itself. It's not just like some sort of how do I phrase this? Usually larger cities can have a more simplified skyline because they have taller buildings. They're like named like here in Indy, the Salesforce Tower. So this is like the outline. But in this one, they're kind of actually a little bit detailed in all the buildings shown there. And like you can see the effort put into it. So I did like that. but there's nothing else. I wanted to see something outside of just the styling part that got details put into it, personally. The cuff got a little bit. You got 2 stripes on the side on the cuffs, but we'll go from there. But the innovation impact, I gave this a solid 1. You're not going to remember this. I think it's a little different to put the styling in the middle of the chest. Like I said, most times I've seen it down at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get to a team who did that a little bit later here today. But yeah, that's not where I expect it to be, the style line. And I don't think overall it looks bad. I just think they missed a little bit on the overall execution. So yeah, this is a solid 2.75 from me. Fox is 2.5. This is a solid 2.63. Middle of the road. It's a white t-shirt with a little bit of funness with the style line. It is what it is. So, and since you can't buy it, there is no kit value for this kit. So
0.
No, it's an NA. So I will deal with that part a little bit later. So that is the Montgomery United Skyline kit for 2025. Up next, we're going to hit up to where I just visited this past weekend. Yes. Yeah, that was Sunday. Jeez.
It was a long time ago. Been a long 3 days.
No. I talked about that last week. Never mind. I'm off my rocker. Time's weird right now. Who I visited last
when you're on your summer break.
Seriously, I mean, it feels nice, man. I'm not gonna lie. But we're going up to my friends up there at AFC Ann Arbor and checking out their what I have dubbed the Shimmering Silver kit for 2025. It's an homage to one of their early days. Now that they're 10 years been passed back to the old days with rocking this silver. Now, if you know Ann Arbor, generally their kits, they tend to see that blue, and you see that in the cuffs and in their crest. But the kit itself is a nod to their longer time that they've been around, 10 years now, where they a while ago had silver. There's a little nod to that.
It was also the 10th anniversary for if your wedding is 10.
Correct.
So that's. But if you want to hear more about that, you can watch our interview.
Good plug.
Yeah, plug. So that's why you get this silver look instead of their typical navies or greens.
Yep. Which I think is fine, honestly. I mean, what I've come to expect now from Ann Arbor is not to fully expect colors. I think at this point they just want to vibe with what they have. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that.
They're going to change their badge. They're going to change their colors.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of authentically unauthentic of Ann Arbor to do something like that.
Right.
It's like what we talk about with Madison, where it's always crazy or always interesting. They're traditionally untraditional.
And Ann Arbor is like, you know what? We haven't used this color in a minute. Let's use this color.
Yeah.
So, but no, for my scores here though, overall though, the design aesthetics, I think it's a solid 2. I don't fully vibe with this kit here tonight. I mean, it's a solid kit. I think it looks good in person, which I got to see, by the way, all the kits when I was up there in Ann Arbor. And I do like what they did on the cuffs on the design, but it's just a gray with 2 gray stripes. There's nothing really to it. It looks sharp, but kind of. There's no collar to tie it in. If there's a collar, this would be better aesthetically. There's no collar. It kind of hampers it. It's just plain. So, but when it comes to the authenticity and tradition, given kind of what we talked about, given that it's a 10-year anniversary, do a little bit of the silver, do a little bit of a kind of also a throwback. It is them. It's authentic with the silver, at least. So I give it a 4. But when it comes to visual details and execution, maybe a little generous, but I gave it a 2. I could have given it a 1, but it was 2. So overall, I like the cuffing. I think the cuffing helped it for me. It would have been a 1. But innovation and impact, this won't be remembered outside of Ann Arbor. So I give it a 1. So it's a 2.25 from me.
Yeah, and words the same, but scores are a little different because I don't think this is going to be remembered in Ann Arbor in a couple of years. Because I mean, like I have this exact same kit for Louisville, but I have to remember that I have it because we came out with a gray out kit for I think it was our 3rd kit one year, and I still wear it because it's a good, neutral kit to go wear with some jeans to make Taylor happy. But otherwise, same thing with this kit. It's not going to be remembered. It's a nice little shout for their anniversary, and it's clean. Like it's not hideous or anything. It's just boring. So design and aesthetics, I gave it to just nothing. Kaylor says he's always happy. Kaylor, did you see like all of our ratings? We just rated 2 of your kits, kind of.
With Montgomery and Birmingham.
Yeah. So, but anyways, but yeah, so I gave it 2 for design and aesthetics. It's boring. There's nothing special about the design. It is aesthetically good, so that's why I got it 2. Yay, he did see it. Good. Should have been commenting. Authenticity and tradition, I only gave this a 3 because of our interview.
Yeah.
If we didn't have our interview, nothing about this would make me think of Ann Arbor.
Right.
And I would be sitting there going like, why did they just make a random gray kit? Especially with Diaza, who is really easy to work. It's in okay, good.
Yeah.
Don't want to make more people mad.
No, what are you doing there, sir? Think through here, man. I'm glad you paused, but keep going.
No, I was just thinking about like what Kaylor just said.
Okay.
But yeah, so like, yeah, if I didn't, see that interview, if we weren't a part of that interview, there would have been nothing about this that made me say, oh yeah, that's an Ann Arbor kit. Like they just chose a silver kit to do that year. Okay, cool.
What? Right.
Huh?
What? Yeah, I was like, right.
Oh, right. I heard what? Huh?
Okay, sorry, I said that wrong.
Visual details and execution and innovation impact, all ones. There's no details. The execution's fine enough, but even like I don't even like the fade on the stripes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how it kind of the gradient.
Right.
I don't really like the gradient.
It's
if it was like that deeper silver, just
yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, see. Okay, he said if he didn't watch the interview, he put. I think this is why we do these interviews, guys. This is why we do the interviews.
Please check them out. Honestly,
because
we work a lot.
They help.
We do work. Yeah.
I mean, like that's what helps us understand the kids.
Yes.
Because
and
like
the people
we had an interview with
too.
Louisville. Yeah. And like when I think of Louisville, like we're still a template kit jersey, but like we figured stuff out, like why they went with this, why are they doing this, and it makes you more empathetic towards the jersey.
At least a little bit, to a degree, right? Like to a degree. So instead of
but we still have our
it's a 2 now. Yeah, like instead of a 1, it's a 2 now. Like
right.
Okay,
yeah,
a little bit better, right?
So yeah, so overall, I got a 175 from me because I'm not going to remember this.
Right. I will say I didn't see a lot of these when I was there at Ann Arbor. Saw a lot more of the old blues.
Yeah,
and their new 3rd kit. So
pink one.
Oh yeah, purple.
Yeah,
purple. Pink.
Yeah,
both. Really
so there's pink in it, but yeah, it's purple. Honestly, I like when there's more more sponsors. It makes me think more of like Liga MX and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I like those kits. It's like 40 different sponsors all over it.
Yeah, which I'll say right here to Taylor's point, there's also like 100 logos on this kit. All of it, not their fault, but there are so many logos, league logos, team logo, kit brand, sponsorship number. Taylor says, I see 7 different logos on the front alone. Generally, yeah, that's usually how we feel. We don't tend to rate them into our ratings, but they can affect the overall aesthetic, especially if they're off color, and especially if they just don't vibe altogether. You know what I mean? Just like with some of these South American teams, and as you were talking about Lead MX, they can kind of actually all go together.
Yeah.
It's all about how they intertwine, can be a part of our overall aesthetic, not because of the branding itself or because the sponsor decided to not change their color. We'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, just wanted to mention that to Taylor's point because it is something that can be obnoxious if done wrong.
Right. And like, I mean, that Bank of Ann Arbor logo, it just slightly bothers me that it's not the same blue. Like if they,
I know.
And that's one of those hard things. Like we've talked about this with other interviews, is that they can't change. Like the sponsors will not allow them to change their color.
No.
And
or if they do, only on certain times.
Yes,
you see, and some other kits they change it, but not the home kit.
Yeah, like there was one kit that he showed us that they allowed like the old logo or a different logo version of their logo, but like this one, it would have been nice just to make it a navy.
Right.
Yeah, that same navy blue instead of I guess it's kind of a light navy blue. I don't know what to call that. But
it's almost like a like a royal blue and not a navy blue.
Yeah. So that's just slightly bothersome. But again, can't control it, so we don't rate it.
Yeah. So that's just kind of how. Did you go through all your score spots? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So I got a 2.0 from us.
Yeah, so 2.0 overall. And with the kit value here of being you can get this pictures up there from Diaza for $75. It's a kit value of $26.67. I personally, this is my opinion, sorry, Jamie, would definitely suggest picking up either their green kit, their away, or like what I did, pick up their new third kit. Much sharper looking overall, a lot more playful. Or wait till next year when they inevitably release another blue kit, because I have one of them and they look fantastic. So that's just my opinion, given that it's the 26.67 kit value.
There's a lot of good Ann Arbor kits to choose.
Yep, 100%. And as Taylor does point out, for kind of a bland shirt and only being 75, shall I say, 75 isn't terrible for a kit value. Like for a kit price,
yeah,
it's not all that bad, as Taylor says as well. So,
we've had worse. So
we've had worse and be more overpriced. I'm looking at you, Phoenix. So
yeah, Phoenix.
So that is the 2025 AFC Ann Arbor Shimmering Silver Kit with a 2.0 from us here at KitSZN. Up next, we're going to go to a team who takes a little bit more pride into what they make from a jersey perspective. You had to see that one coming. Anyways, so we're going to go. You're welcome.
I don't know why that hit me so hard either. You were just like, you clearly had that one ready to go. Like the other ones, you like, I could tell you thought of it off the top of your head. But this one, you told your wife yesterday, like, guess what I'm going to say when I introduce Des Moines Menace's kit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you gave it away what you were going to. Thanks, man. So
your cool transition. Kayla booed you twice.
Hey, that's okay. My jokes aren't for the faint of heart. So we're going to hit up the Des Moines Menace and their 2025 Pride kits. Hey, all I know is that I've been booed in the USL Discord for making some great puns. I know I did some dirty looks with my wife. I'm used to it. I am that guy. So even at work. So this is the Des Moines Pride kit for 2025. Honestly, when I look at this kit, this one is actually just quite fun. And I think that is some of the things that I've liked over the years from not just Des Moines kits, as they do that overall, but when it comes to Pride kits in general, they like to have fun, and this is kind of that tie-dye motif thrown into the sleeves up there. I want more, but
That word.
I like that it wasn't
More.
overpowering. A little
I don't
bit.
care. I want more.
I know, right?
Because it's pride. You want to be prideful about it. Don't be
And it's And
subtle.
Taylor says likes it, but it's not their best. I actually have one of their ones from a few years ago that was black that I liked better from their Pride kit. So
yes, the black one was amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See?
Thank you. Yeah. And that's the thing with some of these teams who do take pride, I'm going to keep saying that, in what they do from a jersey perspective. This is solid from a lot of teams who have released, if they release anything for pride related to an actual jersey, not just a warm-up. Just that Des Moines does have a bit of a higher bar. So that's my initial thoughts, Fox. What do you want to say about
it? Love it, but it's not the best Menace Pride kit. Same thing you said. Like I think it's the same thing we talk about almost every week. And we always say Madison, but it's the same issue. Madison comes with the territory. You make a really good kit. You come out with good kits every year. This one's a good kit, but it's not an amazing kit.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I'm really mad at myself because typically I make a thread of.
Oh, we forgot about that.
I know, all the pride stuff, and I'm really, really mad at myself right now. But I was also potty training 2 toddlers at the same time.
Yeah, and I don't touch those socials, so I wasn't much help.
You could have found them, just send me links.
Oh, no, I found all of them. I could have just been like, hey, Fox, add this to the thread. Anyways. Yeah, so, but what I do like about this kit compared to what I've seen a lot, is it's a little bit more on the simple side when it comes to pride kits. Sometimes, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, some teams like on over the top and really just like splashing color, which is fun and it's pride. That's part of the the idea behind it is kind of being expressive in who you are. But sometimes when it's put onto a kit, is that they decided to simplify this a little bit and actually lean into the white and put all the color up on the top. And as Taylor notes, which is a nice detail, is that the red on the rainbow starts at the collar and then works its way across the rainbow, starting at the collar here. Instead of putting the red in the rainbow, you make the collar start it, which is nice.
Then it restarts down at the sleeve cuff.
So I think they were a little innovative in that, in how they did a pride kit, but I don't think it's their best pride kit. But I like the difference from what we generally tend to see from pride kits, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are getting, I don't know if the word bored is the word, but used to coming out with like just giant rainbows and be like, here's your pride kit.
And being loud, right? Being very, very loud.
And like, I feel like some teams are being more subtle about it, but in different ways. Like, I still love what San Francisco City did with their koi fish and kind of put that through there and just a big story behind it and everything like that.
And a subtle pride nod too.
Yeah. And like that one's their pride kit, but it's not a giant rainbow. There is a little bit of, there's color throughout it.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that as well.
And this leans into that type of idea.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's also still bold. It's like a mix between both. Like it's not subtle, but it's not overly bold.
Yeah.
It's just bold.
In my opinion, this is my favorite of this year for Des Moines, and I would buy this one over any of the other kits that they've released this year.
Yeah, their home and away are kind of average Bayern Munich jerseys.
And then they also have a United Race System kit for their another alternative that they have, and then they have this Pride kit. And I think This one is the most colorful and something that I would wear the most as a collection. So,
Ooh, Taylor, bringing up a good point. Put that post up there. The novelty of Pride kits are wearing off, but that's honestly such a good thing because that means we're finally normalizing Pride.
to a degree, I would agree with that. Yeah, because I've noticed. Yeah, because it's starting to become not as over the top as kind of saying, and like those who do it, they do it almost better now because they're not everyone just trying to throw something out there, right?
Yeah.
Those who do it are more intentional, and a lot of teams still do like nice little warm ups and stuff. But like, I agree with that.
Love that statement.
So, but I'm gonna get into my score here real quick. So we still have another kit here to do in about 15 minutes. Yeah, we'll make it work. So with the Des Moines kit overall, this aesthetic, I absolutely love this aesthetic. This is a 5 from me, like absolute 5. This is my type of aesthetic. It's a simple white, but then it's just a fun color at the top. I'd wear this all day. It's authenticity and tradition. This is 100% what I expect from Des Moines and Olive and York together. Together, they've done really well in being them. So it's a 4 from me there. But the visual details and execution, as much as I like that tie-dye effect in the shoulders, there isn't much else. So I have the 3. And its innovation impact, it's still a Pride kit. So those out there in Iowa and the Des Moines area, you did a little bit of a fun impact. This is something that will look good. And as to what Taylor points out here, if this kit had dropped even 2 years ago, it would be all over for like Kit Twitter and Blue Sky for the entire month because this is really sharp. But we're kind of past that now. So I think this looks good, and that's why I think for this innovation, it's a 3 from me. So I did a 3.75. Really solid kit, but it's also lacking at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yep. Same. And you can see our scores are similar. Mine's a little lower. Design and aesthetics, I think it's a 5. I think aesthetically, this is very pleasing. I do like the bold rainbow on top of the white canvas.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Authenticity and tradition. This is something very authentic to Menace. They do very good Pride kits every single year. It's a tradition for them, and it still screams Menace to me. And I still love that they went with their old school logo. I know that's not what we're rating, but it's just a little happy.
All 4 kits have that logo, I believe.
Yeah. Visual details and execution on this other side, I did give it 2. And that's because there's not much detail to it.
Yeah.
Doesn't make anything special about this. Execution wise, I mean, it's not bad. Obviously, it's Olive and York. They make good stuff. But just nothing with it. And then innovation and impact. I agree 2 years ago, this would have a bigger impact. But are rainbow kits innovative enough anymore for us? Do we need more, like,
right.
Yeah, more innovation, more impact, like,
right.
Again,
be more menacing.
Be more San Francisco City. Like, they have an artist coming in and making a story on a kit.
Yeah.
And that's when we're putting a rainbow on your sleeves. Making it visually appealing, but not innovative anymore.
Yeah. I think that's okay.
No, Kaylor, wrong holiday. Or holiday is the right word, but
wrong time of year.
Yeah, just to put a leprechaun at the end, and then I'm in. Also, why did he brew you?
Oh, because I said the kit needed to be more menacing.
Oh, there's another.
It went right over your head.
I'm just so used to you at this point.
That's how my wife is. I'm not gonna lie. So, but with an overall
face it out
with an overall score of a 3.5 and a retail value of a 55, this is really good.
This is why I like when teams go with like all of New York or even Equipped and sometimes Diaza, honestly.
Yeah, depends.
You get really good value get that bang for your buck.
Yeah, this is a 63.64. That's really good. You can't beat that. And it's outside of the Birmingham one, which is basically half of the kit, which did our math a little funky. This is the best kit value today that you'll see.
Yep.
See?
Yeah.
Same.
Bruh.
That kit value is really good. Now, just speaking of that, by the way, we will be trying to release some of this information to y'all so y'all can kind of see it, like the top 10 list or whatever, because we are basically halfway through the season.
Mm-hmm.
We still have about another 67 based off of my spreadsheet to rate, and we haven't even gone through all. Yeah, we have 64 left. We haven't even gone through all the USL League 2 or W teams who don't always post about it, who might have it on the shop. So and then Super League's coming up. So we're about halfway through the year when it comes to kit stuff. And we are about, that halfway mark. And we still have about 63 for kits to go for this year. So be alert on that on all of our socials. So it's a little bit of a heads up to see what kit is best for your bang for your buck. So with that, one of these things that you will notice, though, I will mention, even if the design is good, as Oliver Giroud here had said, the Des Moines Menace jerseys can be lower value. That is one of the downsides that I think Taylor had brought up when we talked about that Portland Hearts of Pine kit earlier in the year. Yes, it was like $110. Great quality. And Taylor also backs up Oliver's. At this point, you're paying for the price and not for the quality. And with some kits like Hummel, so especially when they're 110, you're paying for their quality. And in case of Portland, and design. So any other thoughts here, Fox, before we move on from the Des Moines Menace Pride kit for 2025?
Yeah, I mean, like, just harp on the pricing again.
Yeah.
You kind of get what you pay for with the feeling wise and feeling quality wise and stuff like that. Because I know like Triumph, we talked about their kits last week.
Ooh.
And yeah, but they are actually using the high quality Hummel side of stuff. Like you could see it in the badge, you could see it in the quality of the shirt and stuff like that. Like I have the pink Triumph jersey from last year, and it's the same thing as this equipped jersey. It's everything's printed on, everything's it's just a comfy polyester shirt.
Yeah.
At that point,
it is what it is.
But like that $110 that you're going to spend on the high quality Hummel ones, you're going to get the badges that are heat pressed that you can feel. You're going to get the jersey that has the higher tech in it and more on-field type things. So,
but if you're searching for a bargain, regardless of quality, this one's up there, and that might be something that we'll factor in. However, we would do a better job of that. But given we don't physically have these kits in our possession, not all of them, well, actually, quite not all of them at all. We did some throughout the year, but most of these we don't get. It is hard for us to generally see that from afar. You can kind of see.
That's not one of our
criteria yet.
Criterias in our rubric.
No.
Maybe in another 5 years.
Another 5 years. Not 9 more years in a movie. Anyway, so that is the Des Moines Menace 2025 Pride Kit with honestly a pretty solid score of a 3.5 from us here with a solid kit value. Now, before we move on to our last kit of tonight's episode, as Michael puts up here, there will be another Lexington kit coming up here at the end of the month, if I remember right from the reminder.
Yep, right after my birthday.
Michael is excited for Lexington to release yet another not green kit. And I hope that's not what's happening because I need to see them in green.
Just once.
Just once, please. So
No, I'm still with what Kayla was saying in our Discord. Again, if you're not in our Discord, fix that. But Louisville, because Louisville's playing Lexington on the 26th, the day after my birthday, and it needs to be
green.
blue Louisville versus red Lexington.
Yes, I remember that comment. Yes, that would honestly probably cause a lot of chaos.
Yeah, I don't think many Lexington people are going to buy a red kit.
No.
Like you can argue Louisville because one, it's navy and it's not Kentucky royal blue.
Yeah,
and it is our city flag, so you can argue that for Louisville, but
still.
And most of Louisville, we're like half and half. I'm born and raised in Louisville, and there's plenty of Kentucky fans there.
That's how it is in Indiana here. Black and gold, everyone associates with Purdue. Red, you go with Indiana, but like half the people, like there's so many households that are like both,
Right?
Or like
the house divided flag.
Yeah, I've seen so many of them. So I get it. So, but what I don't get here is our final kit tonight from Union Omaha. And sorry for this kit. I do like the idea behind it, but it's not for me. I'm going to say that straight up before we even get into it. It's not for me. So without further ado, here's the Union Omaha 311 kit in collaboration with a local band there from Omaha.
Yeah.
Let me zoom in. Okay, and zoom in a little bit.
Just making your little chat button bigger.
I know, right? But like, so with this kit, not to disparage the people who created this and put this together from Hummel, I almost want to say it's AI art, but I know it's not. That was proven to not be AI. But like,
but it's not AI.
I know, right? It almost looks like it, and just the overall vibes don't vibe with me. I like the idea of what they did.
It's a fun kit, and especially if you're a fan of the band.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, again, like Louisville. Oh God, who was? Oh man, I am so tired. I am blanking on the name of the band that we worked with. Who did we work with? My Morning Jacket. My goodness. And they came up, but they didn't come out with. Well, they came out with a jersey, but not like an official on-field jersey. Yeah. And a lot of that stuff is kind of trippy and kind of cool, like this too. But like, I mean, this is the jersey you're actually going to be wearing for a game, right? So we get to rate it. And I agree. Like, it looks AI-ish, and again, I know for sure it's not. And maybe that's a shout to the artist for being that good, you know.
Or that style, distinctive.
Yeah.
Right? But here's what I'll say, and this is one of those things I was talking with. Check out my interview with Taylor Thomas from Sioux Falls, and also Cassidy. We also talked about with Cassidy from Minnesota or Rhode Island. Sometimes some things are really nice graphic designs does not mean it makes a great look on a kit. And I think this ties to that idea perfectly. Because like you can have something that looks cool in a graphic on like Canva or for like social media post or whatever you want to have it. It doesn't translate well onto a kit.
This would be a really cool blacklight poster.
Yeah.
This would be a really cool blacklight poster that you would buy at Everything I'm trying to say is not working today. Come on, brain.
What I will say to interrupt your thought there, that is working for me, because my brain is working. The fact that the team owner had played drums with the 311 after the game, for the special kit, that game, it's kind of dope and kind of cool. So.
Yeah. Again, if you're an Omaha fan, I would pick it up. If you're a fan of
311.
fan of the band, pick it up. If you just want crazy and wild kits, pick it up. And like this one might be going for collectors in the future because of how
interesting
cuckoo,
it is.
yeah, how cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs it is. But yeah, so I think I chose this one.
You did, yes. So you want to go
I'll
first?
jump into it. Yeah. Design and aesthetics, I gave it 2. It's at least for me personally, I guess it's just not aesthetically pleasing to me on a shirt. I see this being sold at a county fair as well, without the sponsors on it. Like you take off the name badges and stuff like that. This is being sold at the county fair or on Sheen or something like that. I hate saying. I felt really mean saying stuff like that, but it's just like a graphic T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there we go. Kayla said people in Omaha seem to like it, so some things are just meant for the locals. Good.
It's fine.
Again, like I want them to do well, and also we'll point out the fact that he talked about the alt badge,
Yeah, the crest. Yeah,
I love that the Mad Owl crest. It's one of my favorites when they do alt jerseys like this. Authenticity and tradition. I did give it 3. I might have been able to give it more because it is kind of authentically Omaha. But I did just give it 3 because it's not something that they've done before. But it is Omaha.
It is.
It's a local band. So, visual details and execution. Again, like it's a 2 from me. It's just not. It's not my style. But innovation and impact, I did give a 5.
Okay.
It is innovative. I think this is something we're going to talk about. I'm going to remember this kit.
You're not wrong.
You're
not wrong there.
It has impact, and it is innovative. I've never seen a good space, or I still haven't seen a good space kit, but I haven't seen a space kit like this. I haven't seen anything like this.
Yeah.
I don't know, slap a collar on it, maybe. No, it does slap a collar on it.
Slap a collar on it. Instant 5 right there, right?
Give it like a 70s, like just giant collar. Ones that like can flap to make you go higher.
This kit does not need that. It does not need that cowboy kit that what happened in the NASL, I think it was, or MLS. The Rapids did.
We need those cowboy kits again.
No, we do not. Please don't.
Nothing more American.
Do not listen to this man. Do not listen to this man. So, what's your final score here, Fox?
3.
Okay.
More.
I'm stopping that. I'm stopping that train of thought right there. So for me here on this kit, aesthetically, I give it a 1. It's not for me. It's not. I like wild and crazy. You look at my collection. I like fun. I also like things that look good while being wild and crazy. No offense here. It's not for me. When it comes to authenticity and tradition, this is Omaha. This is them. It's a 311 band, or 311, whatever I want to say it, with the skyline in the bottom. I think that it's them. It's theirs. Can't say tradition, but it's definitely authentic. And that's usually my thing when a team doesn't fit me well with a vibe, but it's authentically them. It's usually a 4 for me, at least. When it comes to for the visual details and execution, I still think personally that this is a 1 for me. I don't think this is well executed. I think that what really feels weird about it to me. It feels like one of those T-shirts that you buy at a concert that are really expensive jerseys. Like I went to field concerts and they're selling like baseball jerseys and like just not worth the price, in my opinion, for what you're getting based off the design and the kind of execution seems a little bit rushed or just not worth the money. But to Fox's point, I gave it 5 for innovation impact because, well, a lot of people tagged me about this kit and be like, hey, what are your thoughts? Hey, what are your thoughts? This is something a little different.
That's the word.
This is definitely something different. And it's Yeah, it's that. So it's a 5 for me there. So it's overall 2.75. This honestly got helped out big time from the fact that this is so unique of a kit. On top of that, it is showing off a local band plus Omaha based off the art style, I believe, that the 311 do. Um, if it wasn't for that, this kit would be much worse. I'm sorry. So with Fox's 3.0, this is a 2.88 from us. So now, lastly, common things that we talked about, here is the kit value. So you pre-order this for $110. Now, I don't know what type of Hummel you did with the $110, but for $110, with the store that we gave it, this is a kit value of 26.14. Again, if you're a collector and you like stuff like this is up your alley. If you're not a collector, or you are a collector, but this isn't your vibe, I'd stay away.
Yeah, if you're a traditionalist, you're not going to like this jersey.
No.
Uh,
That's me out the door right
I
there.
mean, this would be something, like, if it wasn't $110,
Maybe.
it'd be something I would be interested in, honestly, just for the
vibes.
kind of the interesting parts of it. But it's just so hard to argue for a casual to spend $110 on it.
Right.
For a band fan and the fan of the team, oh hell yeah! You know what I mean?
Vibe. Yeah. So
fireworks.
Oh yeah, it's the season. So, but yeah, that is the Omaha Union Omaha 311 kit. I like the idea. Don't like overall execution. It is very Omaha, and I'll leave it at that.
Yep, same. It's not my vibe, but it's a great. It's a vibe.
It's certainly a vibe.
It's obviously Omaha's vibe according to Caleb. So
it's certainly a vibe.
It's a vibe, not my vibe.
But yeah. Up next there, before we go on to kind of wrapping up the day here, I did want to give a quick little shout out. I haven't done this in a while.
No.
To the Louisville City Coopers, a supporter group out there who just got a brand new jersey from Equip Studios. So, and I gave a little bit of a shout out to our friend Austin from Equip Studios for a cool little jersey. Indies was better, but this is fun. I do like seeing more supporter groups in jerseys, and it's still an affordable $50. So you can't beat that. It's fun, and the people of the Coopers are going to love this, just like the people of the Brigade Battalion loved ours. So I think that's the important part.
I think my favorite part, one, I like the skyline. It's a highly detailed, but still kind of almost Miami vibe.
Yeah.
But I love the numbering. Go to the back. Which, boom, look at that, like, cool neon sign.
Yeah.
And then, like, the faded name there.
Yep.
That's just cool. It's very, Miami 80s, 90s chic. And with the jacket.
So I gotta say, I got a shout out. Honestly, I love that jacket. If they would have even done that for the jersey, I would have been just fine. So I think well done by Equip Studios and the Coopers for coming together.
Too, if you really wanted to get the whole
package. Suit. Yeah. So whole package there. So shout out to the Coopers and Equip Studios and our friend Austin for kind of a cool little collab there. So if you want to work with him, he's pretty easy to work with, and they tend to be at an affordable price. Mm-hmm. So as we wrap up here tonight, Fox, speaking of Equip Studios, what are you rocking tonight?
I'm rocking the West Seattle Junction FC Admiral kit.
Yes.
With the classic polo style. I still, one thing I love about Equipped is the shields. Gives me classic Kappa style.
It really does.
And this is just a good, clean, classic football kit. And that's what, if you watch our interview with Austin, when he talked about working with the team, they said they wanted a like classic soccer jersey.
Yep.
And that's what they got. And it's clean and beautiful.
It's
and
one
comfy.
to admire. No, did that one wrong.
No,
Forced
forced
that
it.
one. Forced
Forced
it.
it. Yeah, boo. Boo you.
But
Boo
what I
everybody.
didn't
Boo.
force is
Taylor,
this
Taylor, boo 'em.
very basic one I'm rocking tonight. It's an Indy 11 goalkeeper kit. It's a goalkeeper kit. It's blue, but it's a lawn sleeve, and I've been wanting some more lawn sleeves. And hey, I did mention to the owner of the 11, Odesmer, we need some more lawn sleeve kits and some polos. So I'm just saying we might see some in the future, some more lawn sleeves. Hopefully, that would be really cool.
And if you do, it's 100% thanks to you.
Yeah. So I'm just rocking this one tonight, and it's a blue. I'd rather have the blue than the yellow, because I can still consider this to be an Indy 11 bluish, and still kind of rock other gear with it. So,
Yeah, I have honestly that exact same blue, but the Louisville City one.
oh
And
shoot, yeah.
it just doesn't work as well because all of my gear is like purple and black and stuff like that. And then you got the blue jersey on all of a sudden. So
Yep. It's not a Louisville kit anymore.
right. I mean, it's a goalkeeper kit. It's bright blue to differentiate.
Yeah. So
For all my teacher friends. Differentiate.
Yes. So before we go on here, I'm going to say a quick little thing here. I know it's the 4th of July. Everyone coming up here kind of celebrate this country's 250th birthday, if I'm not mistaken, and doing math right here. But I also know a lot of people will be, fireworks. So be safe, celebrate responsibly if and when you do. And also in a time of upheaval and communities being decided outside of their communities and what is being done to them, I strongly encourage everyone to always pursue kindness, support, and do what you can to those who are less fortunate than you are. Things for a lot of people who are already struggling will get worse. And I just want to say, always appreciate kindness and always treat each other with respect and sympathy. So I just want to leave everyone with that here. And hopefully everyone has a great holiday weekend, being safe, responsible, and please be kind. So that is it from us here tonight at KitSZN. Thank you. Good night. And we'll be back next week.